If I could, create an environment in a culture in an athletic department where we're providing student athletes with this unbelievable experience and that it will be meaningful and hopefully make an impact in young people's lives.
Pitt Athletic Director Heather Lyke is one of a small number of female athletic directors across the country. In a field dominated by men, Lyke has risen through the ranks and grown athletics for the Panthers, taking several sports to new heights. And as we celebrate Women's History Month, Chris Hoffman sat down with Lyke to talk about women in sports and how her role is opening the door for more women to become ADs.
Pitt Athletics has seen several firsts in the past few years. An ACC championship in football, women's volleyball in the Final Four, and a College Cup run for the men's soccer team.
I think people who work in college sports genuinely enjoy what they do for a living.
One of the architects behind the success, athletic director Heather Lyke, Pitt's first female athletic director.
Building programs that have those expectations and then obviously meet those expectations is really rewarding.
Now 5 years on the job, she's only one of 5 female athletic directors across the 65 schools that make up the Power 5 conferences, the ACC, SEC, Big 10, Big 12, and Pac-12.
You definitely notice it because we have national conferences and, there's only a handful of us.
Lyke got her love for sports from her family. Many of them were college athletes, as well as she. She played softball at the University of Michigan.
It was part of the DNA in my family, I think.
After graduating from law school, Lyke wanted to help young adults through sports. She worked with the NCAA, University of Cincinnati, and Ohio State before landing her first athletic director job at Eastern Michigan University. There, she took the football team to its first bowl game in 29 years. Then after she came to Pitt, she saw former conference foes begin to hire female athletic directors.
I do feel like that was an example for some of those chancellors and presidents to just see that it could happen.
It's important to note, Lyke sees herself not as a female athletic director, rather just an athletic director.
Real courage and confidence to build a program.
But she knows just by having the position, she serves as a role model and an inspiration for young women and girls looking to break into the male-dominated field.
There's no question that I've had student athletes, ask me about it and, connect with them. And, I just think that that's a responsibility and an opportunity as a female leader.
What do you say to, young women, girls who, look at that as, I want to do that, but they see the challenge? Like, what do you say to them to tell them that they can obviously do this?
Never let other people put limits on yourself.
Lyke says more college leaders need to believe in diversity and inclusion. And then once women are hired, they should not be pigeonholed into just women's sports. Lyke believes in breaking the mold and putting women in sports like football. And she realizes to keep the door open for other women in athletics in the future, she needs to produce results.
When you get the opportunity to lead, you need to do an exceptional job, number one. You need to help others in the industry.
To that end, just this spring, she's expanding Pitt Athletics to include women's lacrosse, a marquee sport in the ACC. And has plans to create new athletic complexes to give student athletes better training, sports performance, and medical facilities.
Do you think your success here at Pitt opens the door for other schools to look and break that mold of just always hiring a man for this job?
I hope so. I think the challenge is just hoping that there's a chancellor or a president out there who gives you an opportunity.
An opportunity to make history, just like Heather Lyke. Chris Hoffman, KDKA News.